got approved. I literally can't express how I'm feeling right now. I'm so happy. It's like this big weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I've literally just got home from London and my appointment was 9 o'clock this morning, so it was quite a while ago now, but I literally can't believe I've been approved. Well, I can because of how much preparation we put into everything, but you know, when you just think it's done, like, you know, all the preparing and all of the waiting, like, that's done. As far as like the move, you know, like it's all in our hands now, so I'm just so excited and relieved and happy and all the positive emotions. So yeah, I'm just like trying to soak it all in. I think we're going to celebrate tonight some way that we can over FaceTime or something like that. But yeah, I am so freaking happy and excited. I can't believe it. Finally. So as you can see, we got approved and the interview was about, let's see, it was just over a week ago. So my interview was on the 3rd, this Friday the 3rd of November, and it's currently Monday the 13th, so it's been 10 days since my interview and already I have my visa in hand, which I did not expect it to be that quick. I was so happy when we received that in the post because I just, for some reason, thought it would take longer, and I was also really nervous that having it delivered to me could come with some complications, but honestly the whole experience was absolutely fine for me. So my interview was on the 3rd of November at 9 o'clock in the morning. I live up north, so I had to get the train down to London the day before because I didn't want to be stressing about getting down there on the Friday before 9 a.m. Obviously, I just thought that would be way too much, along with like trying to remember all your documents and everything. I just wanted to get down there on the Thursday and then I could like focus on the interview on the Friday. I stayed at the Travelodge, which was fine. It was about a 10-minute walk from the hotel to the embassy, and honestly there was no issues. Like, I got the tube from London Euston to Vauxhall, and then it's literally as soon as you step out of the tube station, the hotel is like 30 seconds away. It's not far at all. So I definitely, if you guys are thinking about staying in a hotel and are going to the London Embassy, I definitely recommend Vauxhall Travelodge. So I saw a few things about like what time to arrive before the interview. Obviously, when you have an interview anywhere, you want to get there slightly earlier than the actual appointment time. So I was really eager to get there. I just at least wanted to get to the embassy, even if I was like half an hour earlier. I just wanted to be there. So by the time we got to the building, it was about 9:15. So I was about 15 minutes earlier than my appointment time. I noticed that they had signs stating US visas, and there was kind of like these little signs with arrows pointing around the building, so I followed them. And then there was a desk outside of the building which said US visas, I'm pretty sure, and there was two really nice ladies on the desk and they asked for my DS 160 confirmation page and my passport. So I got out all of that, showed that to them, and then they signed it and they gave it back to me. And then you have to go through this building, which is kind of like an airport style security, and the guy just outside the entrance asked for he wanted to basically see the signature that the lady had signed on my confirmation page to check that it had been looked at, kind of a thing. And he also asked me what I had in my bag, asked if I'd had any laptops, that kind of a thing. And he also wanted to see my phone was unlocked, so he asked me to unlock my phone and then show it to him. And after that I went through the entrance, and as I said, it was literally just like airport style security. So you put your bags, I didn't have to take my coat off or anything like that, but you put your bags in like the trays and then you walk through the scanners, and it was fine. It was quite relaxed. The only thing that I would bear in mind, a lady in front of me had her Chanel perfume taken off her. Well, she didn't have it taken off her. The guy was basically like, you can't bring this in with you. You can either take it outside somewhere, you know, whether it be her hotel or someone that's come with her, give it to them, or it's got to go, basically. I don't know what happened with that, but I'm assuming she gave it back to someone. But yeah, so just make sure you look at the do's and don'ts for what you can and can't bring into the embassy. So once I went through that building, you kind of go outside again, and then as you're approaching the embassy, you will see like a sign that says US visas. Now for me personally, I don't know whether it was because it was really early in the morning, but there wasn't a queue at all. And I've seen a lot of people say that because you've got an appointment time, you can actually skip the queue. But because I didn't have a queue, I just walked straight up to the desk, and the two people that were on the desk were so friendly. They were like cracking jokes, that kind of thing. And they asked to see my passport, my DS-160 confirmation page, and then they also wanted to see my confirmation email for the actual interview appointment, which is just the email that you would have received after you'd have booked and paid for the appointment. And then she did some things on her computer, and she gave me like a ticket number which you have to keep with you at all times, and that basically is like your position in, I guess, the queue of people that are also there. So when you're like at the desk, you go to the right and then there's like a lift. So I got off at the first floor, and straight away it was very busy when I was actually up there, and I was quite like, whoa, where do I go? And you'll notice that it's basically like a room full of booths, kind of like if you were at the post office or something like that. It's not like interview rooms or anything like that. They are literally just booths that are numbered. It was really busy when I was there, so each booth has like the longest queues, and I was like, oh my god, where do I go? And on my ticket number it said, it was something like I909 or something like that. And I believe the booths are kind of like, as well as they're numbered, they're also like lettered in like alphabetical order. So because mine was I909, the I booths, I guess, were kind of like round the corner, which I didn't clock at first. I sat down and I noticed this sign, and it was something like HIJK, you know, like it was the remainder of the alphabet or something like that, and it pointed to around the corner. So I was like, oh, I have to be around there, I'm not in the right place. So I got up, walked around the corner, and on the screen was all the ticket numbers, and it was like I908, I907. I was like, okay, I'm in the right place. So I sat down, and this is when all the nerves started to kick in, and I was like, oh my god, like this is where I'm about to get grilled. They're gonna ask me literally like, what side of the bed does he sleep on? And then not long after, my ticket number came up, and I was like, oh my god, it's my turn. So I walked over to the booth, and the guy was really nice, like he was fine. There was no issues with my interactions with anyone there. He asked for all the documents that are required that I mentioned in the last video that I did, like passport, birth certificate, ACRO, I-134 form, fiance's intent to marry, just like all the documents he asked for, which I was talking to him for about 10 minutes, like it was not long at all. And then he said to me that he was like, right, okay, go and sit down and wait for your ticket number to come up again. I was like, okay, I guess this is kind of like when they go through all your documents that you've just provided them. So I sat down, and I'm not kidding, I was sat down for about an hour. It was the longest hour of my life, because you're just overthinking everything. You're thinking, why is it taking so long? When's my ticket number going to come up on the screen? Have they remembered me? Is this bad that it's taking long? You know, like, you just overthink everything, and people are coming and going, and also like the people around you are also, they're going to the States on different visas, so you can't even compare your interview to theirs, you know, like they're doing like work visas, all of that kind of stuff. So you can't gauge how long yours is taking based off of that, because everyone's there for a different reason. So about an hour had passed, and finally my number came up on the screen, and I went to see another lady. It wasn't the same guys who I saw the first time, and she made me do the whole like, I swear that I'm telling the whole truth, nothing but the truth, that kind of a thing, which I was like, oh my god, this is so serious. But it was fine. She was really nice, to be honest, so it wasn't like intimidating or anything like that. And these are the questions she asked me. So she first asked me to confirm his name. She asked me where he's currently living. And then these are the relationship questions she asked me. So she asked me, how did we meet? Which I explained, and then she asked, when did we meet in person? And then she kind of made a joke. She was like, was it love at first sight? I was like, well, those feelings were there before, so I guess you could call it that. And then she asked how he proposed and when did he propose, how many times have we seen each other since meeting, and then she asked when we last saw each other, which was the summer of this year. So that was literally it. And then she was like, well, you're approved, and told me that I'd received the visa in about 1 to 2 weeks, and that was literally it. That was it. I said thank you, and I said have a good day, and I was out of there. I was so happy, so relieved. It was very surreal as well. I kind of was like, what just happened? Even though I was there for a long time, it was just like, all of that preparation was just over. I was like, oh, you know, what do I do now? So yeah, I then received, so basically after that, on the US Embassy app thing, it showed up as visa issued 4 days later, so on the 7th of November, and then 2 days later I had it in hand. I received it in the post, and yeah, that's literally it. I say it like it's the easiest thing ever. It wasn't. It was hard. The interview wasn't, but just the preparation and gathering all the documents and all of that kind of stuff. So my advice to anyone that's about to have their visa interview is, it's not going to be as bad as you think. Like, if you are genuine, if your relationship's genuine, you have nothing to worry about. You know, if you've got all the documents, then it's going to be fine. I think as everyone will know, like, it's so important. This whole thing is so important. So you put a lot of pressure on it, and you just want it to go well. So you get very anxious and overthink everything. But if you are genuine, you have the documents, you'll be fine. It's literally fine. And they, you know, they're not there to make you feel nervous. They're just there to do their job and make sure that you're genuine. And as I said, the people that I met, none of them were like, even in the slightest bit, you know, passive aggressive or anything like that. Everyone was so friendly. So I can't speak for all embassies, but the London embassy was great. It was honestly a breeze. It's the best feeling when you walk out of there with an approval. So good luck to anyone who has their interview coming up in the next few weeks, few months. I hope it goes well, and I'm sure it will if you've prepared and got all your documents together and are genuine. It's going to be fine. I will definitely do more videos, I think, on the whole like process now, because I just find it, even if it helps one person, I just want to, like, I don't know, just be there to show my experience and then maybe help someone who's also going through the same thing. So I will definitely post some more update videos. But as far as this whole like K1 process, it's over, it's done. The next stage is AOS, which is stateside. So yeah, I'm scared, I'm nervous, I'm happy, I'm excited, all the feels. But yeah, good luck to everyone also going through the same thing.